Hello, hello, it's Wessel here, and thanks for joining me as we continue my adventures on SnowRunner on hard mode. Today is day 19 as we are pushing through Michigan. We're probably about halfway through Michigan now, I reckon. We're moving along. Today, we had a good day yesterday, finishing a number of the tasks to build the bridges and that sort of thing, fix the fallen power lines in Island Lake. And today we're going to continue on and hopefully, fingers crossed, complete Island Lake for everything except for the logging components. So we want to try and get through all the tasks and as many of the contracts that are specific to Island Lake, and then we'll be turning our attention to Drummond Island. See how far we get in the next 24 hours as I keep going on my a day or daily run a day, where I do 24 hours of the game in my 1 hour session every day. So as it was, we had just done the power lines task. It's currently 8 o'clock in the morning, and we'll run through until 8 o'clock the next morning and see how much we can get done. Focus to start with is going to be on broken antenna, which needs us to pick up a cargo container, and also the corporate expansion bridge, which is why I've got the wooden planks in the back of the truck. Find the right spot to come down here, and then we'll pick up the cargo container. Now unfortunately there is no way of manually loading this container. There's no manual load zone, so we have to auto load this. So that's $150 backwards, but it is what it is, can't be helped. We'll just reverse back the way we came. And then head on. Now I'll switch the tasks over straight away because actually I'm going to deliver the wooden planks for the corporate expansion task first. It's not quite on the way. It's a slight detour out of the way, but it's sort of close enough. Cargo container is just a 2-slot cargo, as you can see, but it's quite tall, so it has a tendency to make the trailer a little bit more top heavy, which emphasises the sway and ruts in the road. So we just have to make sure we keep our wheels under us going along here. Efforts to change back gears, I've run a bit close to that pole. I wanted to be in low plus heading there, but I was too slow getting there. But we're okay, we got around. Now you just have to be careful coming along this road. There are some trees along here that, well, there are some trees here that can do some pretty serious damage. But there's also some trees that just stop the truck if you run into them. The truck bounces backwards. I don't know why. It's rather disconcerting when it happens. Okay, we've got plenty of fuel for the moment, so we'll run on down to the corporate expansion task. Again, I'm just going to low plus so that I don't stall coming up this hill here. No, it's fine. Okay, we can deliver those 2 wooden planks to fix that little bridge. There we go, that's corporate expansion done, which is pretty good. Now I could run on across that bridge and then around the drilling site that's there like I did the other time, but this particular spot, if I'm careful, is not too bad. Good start. Is not too bad for turning around. We'll make the trailer go the right way this time. If I poke my tail back that way, try and miss that tree, then I can pretty well head around. Not too shabby. Slight pull up that hill, but now we're done. We'll get back into high. Again, the ruts in this track are quite deep, so it has a tendency, if you try and go across them, to put quite a bit of angle on the truck. It's just a matter of trying to either run in them all the time or run on top of them all the time, but try not to do a bit of both. Okay, we survive that. Just going to refuel from the little scout trailer here and then head on, not to do Steel River supplies. No, I'm doing broken antenna, thank you. You can see we don't have very many tasks left now. We've only got broken antenna and rusty legacy as tasks and the flaming barrels as a contest, so that'll get most of, hopefully we'll be able to get those done today. We'll just see how the day pans out. just one of those naughty trees that can jump out and grab you. This one's another naughty tree, can do damage. Yes, well, you might wiggle. And your mate. That scared him off the road. Get back into high gear. Oh, who put that pole there? Wasn't really looking at that pole. Again, you really do have to concentrate. I was looking for this turn ahead, so thinking I'll go nice and wide to make this turn. And yes, was watching the turn, not the pole. Slow through here, but there's a couple of stumps that we can winch from if we really need to. Go back into a lower gear just so we can drive out without spinning the wheels too much. All good. And we're taking this cargo container up to the aerial that we found in the Scout, in the Chev, a little while ago. Trying to avoid those rocks. That's why I dive so much to the inside there. Just keep an eye on the wheels. Fairly well. One cargo container to complete broken antenna. Now that's pretty good. So next task we're going to head down to is Rusty Legacy. Rusty Legacy is basically to take the Chev that we pulled out of the marshland here right back when the P16 we came through at the very beginning, and we're going to bring that guy around to here, which is where it belongs. So from where we are right up, where are we? Right up here, we're now going to head it back, down and around, all the way down, back past where we came, and then down this way to get Rusty and bring him all the way over to here. So it's quite a big grand circle. So first things first, we'll just reverse this guy back a bit and turn around. Hopefully not hit that tree. Not too bad. Get a bit more lock on. Okay. will turn off still. I'll turn that on. Okay. So unfortunately there's no cargo that we need to bring with us on this run. There's nothing outstanding now to come back this way, I think. I don't think there is anyway. So I'm going to have to just do this long run in order to pick up the Chev. I kind of need to get down to that side of the map anyway, because the next major contract that I'll be doing is the Instruments of Development contract, which needs us to load our drilling spare parts at the drilling site and taking them back to the warehouse down in the southeastern corner. So we're heading down to that end of the map anyway. We're not going to be needing this particular semi-trailer for a while now, so I'm just going to head over this way a little bit and detach it here on the grass where it should be fairly flat. Flat enough. But as I say, I'm probably not going to use that trailer anymore now. Yes, as well as having lots of fuel trailers scattered around, Island Lake had a number of my favourite sideboard semi-trailers. I think there was 3 of them, so maybe 2. So we can leave that one there and probably never use it. There's one on the road down here that's got some metal beams in it that we haven't used and won't use now. And then there's the other one that we had our wooden planks in when we were fixing the bridges that we've left not far from the drilling site. So that'll be the one we'll pick up after we've done Rusty. Now, still pretty good for fuel, so I don't need to top up at this stage. I'm going to be running back past the other fuel trailer on the way. Bit of a nasty turn coming from this side. I haven't gone wide enough. Sort of, these are coming from this way. It's actually a 3-point turn in this truck because the other pole gets in the way. But we're good now. bit of a dreary day today for us. I like the way that the weather is, I believe, dynamic. Certainly some days are wet and some days are sunny. I don't know if it's tied to the region. You know, does Island Lake have more dreary days than Black River? Don't know. Or is it just that we're up to day whatever it is, and it's decided that today's going to be an overcast day. Oh, well done. We'll refuel from here. And I am really in two minds at the moment. I'm still not sure. Should I be taking that trailer with me now? I've left it there. There's not much more to do in Island Lake where I need that trailer, and I'm just not sure if I should have grabbed it to bring it down closer to the Smithfield Dam Gateway. The only reason I haven't is I've still got that flaming barrels contest to do, so there's at least one thing over there, and I know I've still got the logging contract, so I've sort of kept it there under the assumption that I'll probably need it when I'm doing the logging contracts later on, but I don't know. I haven't quite worked that one out yet. Here we have the Chev that we fished out of the marsh earlier. We'll take him with us and deliver him on to the farmer's house. Yep, we got him nicely behind us. Not too close, but not too far away. Now this Chev's out of fuel. He's got no fuel in him. So, oh no. That was so close. Running into that thing will definitely do damage. Chassis of a truck. And it's placed there and coloured such that you barely see it. Lucky we had a good turning circle on the White Western Star. Would have hated to have been there with the Pacific because it would have ploughed straight into it. Funnily enough, I know it's there. It's always there. Doesn't move, but you still sort of forget. Yes, I was saying the Rusty Legacy, the Chev, is out of fuel. So I could put some fuel into it in order to run the engine, but we're not going to be going very fast along here, so I think we should be okay. Just go past the White Western Star TwinSteer that we found earlier and have done nothing with, so we will have to try and remedy that shortly. now I'm just going to take... Oh, that was probably a bit early. I'm going to take a little side detour here. I'm just going to... I just didn't bring it close enough to this intersection for what I want. That's better. Okay. I'm going to take a slight side detour here and go and get the fuel semi-trailer that we found earlier on, while I've currently got this truck with no semi-trailer on it. I've got the low saddle all set to go. So we'll just nip up here and bring that a little bit closer to the main road so it's more usable for everyone. Turn around. Lovely. We're just going to bring this down onto the main road, that little village or a couple of houses near to where the Chev currently is. Myself lost. Found the Chev again. So we'll just grab the Chev, drag along a little bit. Only a little bit. I'm basically going to leave this here, where it's pretty safe and useful for anyone passing by. Come back and grab the Chev. Getting a bit too close. Might be okay. So you can see there's no shortage of fuel now. Got a trailer there, a trailer here. Trailers everywhere. We can now drop off the Chev here to complete this task. There we go. Custody legacy complete. So that's pretty good, because now we've done all the tasks. We've just got the Flaming Barrels contest to go, and we can't do any of these Husky forwarding contracts yet. All of them are locked in behind the, in this case, Steel River Supplies. Again, looks like Steel River Supplies and Work for Old Sweat. So there's a few contracts that they're locked in behind. We can do instruments of development, and in fact that is what we're going to do next. And that's where we need to bring some drilling equipment to the warehouse. We will pick up harbour delivery once we've finished that. And then really we've just got the timber type logging contracts here, which I'll do last. And the Steel River Supplies that I've been hanging on for ages, which needs another fuel trailer. So at the moment we've got instruments of development and harbour delivery as the next two we're going to do. So that's taking drilling equipment to the warehouse and then drilling equipment to the port in Drummond Island. Alright, so let's hop into instruments of development. It's a little bit muddy coming out of here. We should be okay. Might need to gauge the diff. No, I'm okay. That'll do. Okay, so we're going to head back now to the drilling site and do the instruments of development contract. The lights on. We'll refuel on our way so we're nice and topped up. And then head on over to the drilling site. Now there's 3 drilling sites here at Island Lake, and you can use any of them to get your drilling equipment. I don't know if the intention of the game was that you were meant to use all 3. In other words, to do one drilling equipment from one drilling site, a second from another, and a third from the third. I don't know. It doesn't make you do that. And it certainly isn't the most logistically successful to do all 3 separately. It's much better to just use this site because it's the closest site to the warehouse. And we just happen to have a trailer sitting right here. Whoa, that was lucky. We'd left it here on purpose. So this trailer will be useful. If I can reverse properly. For carrying our drilling equipment. Just do a bit of a lap of the drilling site. Now this whole area is the the trigger spot for your cargo, but you can do manual loading, and the manual loading is right over near the little Atco hut. Going to pull up here for the minute and then we're going to have some fun. Stop the engine. Now, totally unnecessary, but a bit of fun. I haven't used the White Western Star 6900 TwinSteer yet, and it's in its sort of stock form, so it doesn't have all-wheel drive. It's got highway tyres, I think, or if not highway, they're certainly not the best tyres. So it isn't really set up the best it could possibly be. But while we're here, we might as well use it for a task that it can do. A bit like the poor old Scout. It's a bit hard getting it out of its initial starting spot. So we might have to just, whoops, start the engine. Might have to just do a bit of winching. So we'll I thought there was a tree I could winch from. There used to be, but used to be a little log just lying over there for me to winch from. But at the moment, it isn't there. So we'll do the sneaky winch from the back trick. And try and winch from this tree, but I'm not confident. And that's why. So we just need to get out of this mud that we're in. So I'm hoping that we can maybe pull the tail back that way a bit. Oh yeah, better put it in gear. Let it run backwards a bit to try and get us up onto this grassy part. Yeah, that's better. Oh, just having more trouble than the early settlers. Right, take 17. There we go. Yes, it certainly is not finding this mud easy going, and that's pretty much because of its poor tyres. But it does have very big wheels. I think they're the biggest on the American trucks. So it's certainly capable once it gets going. And we're going to take a bit of a shortcut. I'm hoping that we'll be able to, with a bit of winching, we're definitely going to have to winch through here. We can take a shortcut through these waterways. As it wouldn't be able to drive its way through here. With a bit of luck, we're caught on a tree. Once we can get past that. Try and help a bit more. Yes, once I can get to one of those bigger trees over there. Oh, I can do it now. That's good. Now we'll be able to make a lot more progress. Come over to this bigger tree. A little bit close maybe. You think we've come a bit too close to that tree? Maybe. I'm trying to come around between these two trees, by the way. Because then I can hopefully come up. But this tree will just get knocked down, this little dead tree. Because they are useless. And now we should be close enough that we can winch from the back. Yeah, we're almost there. Thank goodness for winching. Whoa. Yes, we've tried to come the sneaky way, you know, because you can. Ooh, can't winch to anything in the sky. In order to cut the muddy parts off. And now that we're on relatively stable flat ground, the TwinSteer is actually not too bad. Those big wheels, a bit like the Pacific, those big wheels just keep on turning. Sounds like a song, doesn't it? We'll just pull up here, sort of on the edge of the collection spot, and put some drilling equipment on the loading platform. Stop our engine, change our truck. We'll use the White Western Star to load up. I think we'll be about right there. Definitely put the anchors out. Now, these cargo containers or drilling equipment, these are huge. It's a lot to ask this small crane to be able to manipulate these. So loading these is often a bit of a challenge. But we'll do our best. You can see the weight of the object. Just the crane just drops it. But if we can get ourselves in about the right position, the further away the arm is, the heavier obviously it is, the more the cargo weighs. But hey, how about that? That's one of my best ever. I'm going to actually put the crane back in again and stop the engine. And hop back into the White Western Star. TwinSteer, pack the cargo. And look at us, good to go. Pop our lights on. Alright, we're off now to deliver this to the warehouse. Now, despite my apparent struggles to get the White Western Star, the TwinSteer, over to the drilling site, I was being pretty mean to it coming across that rip water. We'll see now that it, as long as I'm careful, that it's pretty capable, even without all-wheel drive. And when we do get all-wheel drive later on, it'll be even more so. Now I'm itching to hop into the driver's seat, but I'm actually not going to do that while I'm carrying this cargo going over these bumpy, nasty areas, because I'll probably fall over. But we will hop in the driver's seat soon. Now these containers are obviously twice as long as the cargo container we had earlier, so you get even more of a top-heavy cargo to carry. So we've just got to be super wary of putting ourselves on too much of an angle. Don't think that would make it be too much, but I'm going to take it back anyway. Sometimes running over the verge, you'll come up a little lump of grass and that can be enough. Now obviously the TwinSteer has a 4-slot tray bed or flat bed, which makes it capable of pulling this cargo. However, it also is very long and it finds turning a bit of a challenge, even though the TwinSteer definitely helps in that regard. So I'm going to cut this corner. Or not quite. Again, because if I haven't cut it, it turns into a 5-point turn trying to get around that bowl. And now we're about to come up to a typical hard mode conundrum. I have 2 paths that I can go down to get to the warehouse. So I'm just going to pull up here and you can sort of see I can either turn left or I can turn right. If we look on the map, and I'm just going to zoom in, the turning left is shorter, but it's got some water challenges and a lot more mud. The turning right is longer, but it's a more solid path, but it does have a very tight turn here for the TwinSteer. I'm going to go this way this time. I might go that way the next time. And I'll just be able to compare and contrast. I'm still not... Each have their own benefits and risks. The risk of coming this way is right here, this corner. And you'll see I'll take this super slow, super careful, and it can potentially tip. I am so wary of where my front is. I'm going to reverse and straighten, but that means my rear is going to come up and over that verge that I'm now sort of straddling, and that's going to throw quite a tip on the truck. So I'm actually going to preemptively winch. Just throw a winch onto that tree. I'm not going to use it unless I'm going to tip. It'll also help pull me around the corner a bit. Goes back a little bit more. Let the winch go. Okay. Well, apart from taking an exceptionally wide line, I pretty much made as big a meal of that as I possibly could have. But we're through. So now the rest of this is just a muddy track, which we won't have any trouble driving through. We arrived at the warehouse. Drop off the first of 3. come back the wet way without any cargo on. We might try this one with the second load. See how there we got caught on one of those fallen trees. That's the challenge of coming this way, is you do get debris in the way. Kind of need to winch. Oh, I thought I'd be able to winch to that tree ahead of me. Oh well, that's probably good enough. We'll come back for the second one. Just top up fuel here while we're here. And then I'll hop in the driver's seat, because I've been hanging out to have a look at the cockpit of the TwinSteer. Look at all those dials. There are dials there about dials. I have no idea what they all are, but they do look incredibly impressive. How many little red needles do you need? And I like to see that we do have a cassette player. Oh, I'm not sure now. Yes, looks like it is. What else have we got without crashing our truck? Getting a bit more upmarket. We've got armrests on our seats now. It's pretty cool. Driving in comfort. You can see some of these angles would be just impossible if I'd done that with the trailer, with the drilling parts on. I would have been on my side. So that's why I sort of definitely won't be in driving seat when I've got the drilling equipment on board. It's just too easy to make a mistake. Oh, we've even got push button window, open and close your windows. You can use a push button for it. That's pretty cool. The mirrors out the side. The one that, I'm not sure about that. Anyway, thought one of them would be looking downward, but no. So let's not fall off this bridge while we're in the driver's seat. Feels pretty good. And we'll do a lap of the loading area and get ready for the second one. So as you see, after perhaps a little unfair start where I was pulling across the pond, the White Western Star TwinSteer has actually done quite a good job of following the muddy roads. It's actually a very fast truck once you put some upgrades onto it. Again, those big wheels definitely help. I'm going to have to hop out here because I need to do some close management. I think I have to move the White Western Star, the 69. Getting my numbers mixed up now. Yes, I'm going to have to move the little one, 4964, because I think I'm blocking the manual loading bay. But we'll see. So we'll try manual loading zone is blocked. Yeah. So I have to switch back. Just run it back a fraction. Not sure where exactly, but about there, I reckon. In fact, I'm going to run it back a fraction more than that, so I can trigger the cargo. There we go. Again, similar sort of placement as last time. Try and be about there. Whoa, swing the arm around. And just let the cargo spin a bit. I'm trying to keep it high relative to the craning truck. That feels pretty good. Not too shabby. Perfect. Just going to check the time because it's getting light. 7 o'clock. So we've got a little bit of time, but not much. I don't think we're going to make it all the way to the warehouse, but we'll kick on and try and do our second delivery. I reckon we'll make it about to the fuel trailer. Unless, of course, we fall off the bridge or generally do something silly. Just thought I should check those outside wheels. Love the shadow next to the truck as you go along in the morning. Very cute. Again, I have to concentrate to keep the truck relatively flat. Sometimes you run into those fallen trees. You have to bump them a bit and then they sort of submerge. It feels awful. Took it very wide of that hole that time. So I might crib a little bit, sneak along, get to the back to the fork. Let's just pull up there and have a look. Oh yes, oh my goodness, time has flown. So we have gone past the 8 o'clock mark. So I'll stop the engine there. A pretty good job by us. So that gets us to the end of that 24 hours. We're about halfway through the instruments of development contract. We've done 1 out of the 3. I'm going to run this last one on and then come back and finish the rest of them. So we will end up moving out of Island Lake tomorrow. So hopefully you'll be able to join me for that. Thanks for watching today. Hope you enjoyed it. We did fairly well. Another good day of work in Island Lake. And look forward to seeing you again on our daily run a day tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.